Welcome to the C++ Programming Essentials course, Unit 1, Sequential Programming, Chapter 1, Introduction. Lecture 1, Overview of this course. I'm very happy that you joined this C++ Programming Essential course. And C++ language is a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language developed by this gentleman, Bjarne Stroustrup, and is an extension of the C language. It is therefore possible to code C++ in C style. And in fact, here I would like to explain the relationship of the C++ and C language. Originally, the C++ language actually is only an extension for C language, so actually you need to be using the preprocessor to handle the C++ language feature and everything converted to C language. So actually, you are writing C++ language, but actually everything converted to C before it can be compiled and run. But that's the original idea of C++. But later, because of the popularity of the C++, in fact, C++ become an independent language. You can compile it by different compiler instead of using the C as the baseline language. And C++ become a very popular programming language for object-oriented programming. So in certain scenario, it can be coded in either way, and is thus an effective example of a hybrid language. And in fact, every C language library, for example, like math package, in C language you can include it by this math.h, and in your C++, you simply write C math, and you will be able to include all the functions that you originally used in the math.h in C language. So C++ is a language that can actually include all the features in C language. So it is very popular. And C++ language is considered to be an intermediate level language. It's just like C language. So it is not too low level and not too high level as well. And it can operate most of the low level languages features and also perform like a high level language. So it is a very good tool for system programming. Initially, the language was called the C with classes, as it had all the properties of the C language with the additional concept of classes. However, it was renamed C++ in the year 1983, and it is pronounced as C++. And for me, I pronounce it as C++. The relationship of the C language and C++ language is most of the C language can be shared or be written in the C++ program, and very tiny of it actually is not supported. And in fact, you can write as much C language in C++ program as you wish. And for me, I would like to develop this C++ Programming Essential course, and I will also have a C Programming Essential course. These two work as the introductory programming language for college. And then I will have a C++ Object-Oriented Programming, that is C++ 2 course. And then on to C++ Data Structure course, and that is considered to be the C++ 3 course. And we move on to C++ Advanced Programming, that including all of these different features and many advanced topics. In this C++ Programming Essential course, we have basically 3 units. Unit 1, Sequential Programming, that's elementary programming features. Unit 2, Structured Programming, that include the program structures just like decision block, your loops, and your functions. In Unit 3, we talk about the basic abstract data types such as structure, union, array, vectors, and likely on class. So these are the topics for C++ Programming Essential course. So this course is intended to cover the shared part of the C++, both with C language feature and C++ feature. But for the object-oriented feature, we cover lightly, and that part belongs to the C++ 2 course that we mentioned here, the C++ 2 course. The target audience, we target this course for college or high school students who want to learn C++ programming or data structure, and this is considered to be the beginner class for high school and college students for C++ programming. And working individuals who want to sharpen their C++ programming skills, they are also included as the audience of this course. The goal is we will provide the students a course to make students able to write basic programs in C++ programming language using Dev C++ IDE. This is a programming environment, and we will also cover the C++ language with the command line compilation using the GCC compiler and G++ compiler. So here I have to mention we will actually use GCC for C language, that is actually GNU compiler collection compiler, and also we may use G++ for C++ language compilation. And it will match the college level C++ 1 course. And we have the C++ 2 course that's covering the object-oriented programming feature. Introduction to Computer Science, Hardware and Software. Here, I would like to give you a very short introduction of the hardware and software in computer science. What is programming? Programming including the following three things: planning or scheduling the performing of a task, consciously thinking about each step. And then we can have one example. For example, we would like accelerating in a car. So we move from foot to the gas pedal. That's the step one. And then apply pressure to the gas pedal with right foot. And then if the speed too high, apply less pressure. If the speed too low, then apply more pressure. So these are the steps or the procedures that we would like to carry to accelerating the car. And that is considered to be a procedure or a program for performing the acceleration in the car. And are computer intelligent? Do we really need to be involved in programming computer? Actually, computer doesn't think. Computers think because we program it. They have beaten the world chess champion, Go game champion, but in fact, it all depends on our software. They help predict weather patterns. They can perform arithmetic quickly. And so, a computer have an IQ of, we don't know. It can be 0, can be infinity. And we are developing the intelligence system. And depending on how you define IQ, at this moment, the intelligence system of a computer still not able to generate some knowledge by itself. It all have to depend on the computing model by people. But we don't know what will happen to the future since the AI technology have been so popular. And C language and C++ language as a low-level or medium-level language is the best media for us to develop the intelligence system in the low level to help to speed up the processing. And in fact, it is being used in that application. But high level like graphic user interface or some other feature of the program may be used in other language like Python or something that will help to process the data or the interface. And C language remain to be the programming language for the system core. What do we have to do? Computer cannot analyze problem or devise solution. human must analyze and understand problem, and then devise a sequence of steps to solve the problem. Translate the step into a programming language. But nowadays, we have AI system, we have machine learning, and we can help the computer to learn the new sequence by itself. But analyzing and understanding the problem still belongs to humans' job. Basic computer component. We have a CPU. We call it Central Processing Unit. And in there, we have arithmetic, logic unit, and sometimes we have a floating-point unit as well. And recently, we had a graphic processing unit and also the tensor processing unit. And we have control unit to control those data paths. And we have memory unit and the input-output device. So basically, you take the data from the input device, load to the memory, processed by the CPU, and then write back to memory, and then send out to the output device. Central Processing Unit executes stored instruction, including the ALU, we call it Arithmetic and Logic Unit, perform arithmetic and logic operations. Control Unit control the other components, guarantee instruction be executed in sequence. So basically, the Central Processing Unit including two things. One is called ALU or data path, and data path actually including all the latches and temporary registers, those kind of things that support the ALU operation, especially for the top-line computer. And control unit is giving the commands, so it actually loads the instruction from the memory and then decode it. So basically, we can look at the CPU like this. We have a decoder, and then we get the instruction in, and that decode to make the control operation, and we have the data path, and it load data from somewhere like memory, and it get the data from register or something, and it perform the operation by ALU, and then get the result, and then you start to do write back, or you set some register and write back to the memory, something like that. So the control unit is actually this interpretation of the commands. And then ALU, or sometimes we call it data path, including all the register and whatever latches that help to finish the computing job. Memory unit. Memory unit is used to store the data. It is the ordered sequential access memory of cells or location. And actually, nowadays, all are random access in the computer. So it stores instruction and data in binary format. And the type of memory, we have a read-only memory and random access memory. We call it RAM. And RAM usually is using the SRAM to store it, and the main memory are actually dynamic memory. So we have a few things. We have some read-only memory, and usually is the BIOS. So the whole system will boot up by the BIOS instruction. It's called basic I/O unit on your computer. So it is the instruction that help you to bring up your computer, and that's written in ROM, read-only memory. And the computer load the first program from the ROM to start the program. And then we have the random access memory that actually stay close to the CPU. Now usually random access memory are for registers. And nowadays, this random access memory is included in the CPU chip. And random access memory usually, like SRAM, it actually is bigger than the DRAM. And DRAM is dynamic storage memory, so it actually is some sort of capacitor, and you need to refresh the capacitor. So SRAM can support the data all the time, and DRAM needs to have a refresh cycle. And both of them are random access memory. And main memory usually is DRAM because it's smaller compared to the SRAM. But if you buy the computer, you will be told that how much DRAM you have and how much SRAM you have. So a modern computer is something like this. You have a few users, and then you access the system software. For example, you launch some browser or some program, and those programs will talk to the operation system like Windows 10. And that Windows 10 works as your interface between the hardware and your application program, and load the program into the system and run it. And after you finish, get a result for you. And modern computer may be able to serve multiple users or multiple threads or processes. And the most in-demand programming language in the year 2017 are the following: Python, C++, C#, Java, PHP, iOS script, JavaScript, Perl, and SQL language. And here, Python, C++, Java, C# are the essential desktop programming language. And we have this PHP for website construction, the client-side JavaScript language, iOS, and this actually is more for mobile device. Perl is for the script, SQL for database. Input-output device. We use the input-output device to interact with human. So we gather data from keyboard or mouse, that's input device, and display data or print out, that's output device. Introduction to computer programming. What is computer programming? Computer programming is through planning and scheduling a sequence of steps for a computer to follow to perform a task. Basically telling a computer what to do and how to do it. What is a computer program? A computer program is a sequence of steps to be performed by a computer. So basically, you set out a recipe or the procedure for the computer to run, and it needs to be written in certain programming language, such as C, C++, or Java. And you take the input from the outside and load it to your computer, and you execute the output and then write out to reports or your screen. And in order to do your programming, you need to have design tools such as flowchart, pseudocode, or your UML, the Unified Modeling Language. You have several design tools that you can use to help to develop your software. And programmer's job is to write those sequence of steps in a programming language. So here is an example C++ programming language. And we haven't covered this. So just briefly talk about you need to include some library and set up a namespace. And namespace basically is to allow you to access some module. And then you have main function, and main function is the main body of your program. You can call a few other programs, and main function will execute step by step and help you to finish your job. So here is an example for converting from miles to kilometers. Introduction to programming languages. Computer language. Computer language is a set of symbols or special words or keywords and some rule, we call it grammar or syntax, used to construct a program. So basically, computer language is a subset of English, if you want to say it like that. It is actually a subset of the human language, and it is a special purpose human language. And we use that human language that is also can be interpreted or compiled into the machine language to allow the computer to perform the instructions. Differences in computer language. Language differ in size, readability, expressibility, or writability, or level or closeness to instruction for the CPU. And actually, it is the way that you think. So the language differed, and you need to use a language that will support your idea. So languages support your thought. You convert your thoughts or ideas into programs. So you should use the language that best support your idea or your thought. Machine language. Machine language is binary coded instruction used directly to the CPU. It is the lowest level language every program step is ultimately a machine language instruction call. So basically, every program needs to be interpreted or be compiled to the machine code at the end. But the high-level language help you to understand how the program works. And in fact, all language will actually be served in the binary format. So that is the machine language. That's the lowest level language. Assembly language actually is a machine-like language, but it has the mnemonic to help you to understand it. It is a little bit easier to read, but not completely comprehensible. Sometimes you need to have some good idea to know how it works. So it is a very low-level language, almost one-to-one correspondence with the machine language, but it has basic, very tiny set of the English that help you to understand it. And it is translated by the assembler to the machine language. And every instruction has a mnemonic. High-level language is like C++ language. It's closer to natural language. Each step maps to several machine language or assembly language instructions. Provides support for abstraction, easier to state or solve problems. So actually, that's how we do programming, and that's why we want to learn C++ language, because it will help us to do programming. Example of high-level language. We have Pascal, that's old already. Fortran, that's old. Perl, Java, and COBOL. So here, let's focus on our C++ language. It's a general-purpose language. And same thing for Java is also quite general-purpose language. And it also supported web programming at the beginning. Basic programming language structure. We have sequence as one-by-one statement. So our Unit 1, we will be focused on the sequential programming. That's our Unit 1. We try to teach you how to do things step by step. Number 2, selection. You may need to pick true or false, right or left, good or bad, top or bottom. Those kind of decision, we have a selection. Selection executes statement based on some condition being true or false. If some condition, I do something, else I do another. So logically, it's something like this. So you have two different branches for execution, and at the end, you combine together. That's called selection block. Loops. Loops are used to repeat a scene for several times until a specific condition is false. So while some condition, I do something. For example, while my light's still on, I keep reading until the light goes off. That is a while loop. Subprogram. Subprogram also known as procedure or function or method or subroutines. So basically, I calculate my year calendar. I can actually call my subprogram to calculate the monthly calendar. That is a subprogram. So basically, a smaller program unit. So here I finished the chapter 1, and I hope you enjoyed the whole course, and let me know if there is anything that we can improve. Thank you. Bye now.